Okay, so the era of limitless, totally free consumer tech, yeah, it's officially closing its doors. I mean, for years, we all just sort of traded our attention for free apps, right? But frontier artificial intelligence has literally completely rewritten the economics of the internet. In this explainer, we are unpacking a really monumental shift. We're talking about the arrival of the new AI economy, the staggering multi-billion-dollar costs behind it, and exactly what Meta's brand new premium paywall actually means for your wallet.
Let's just cut right to the chase with the central, really high-stakes question that's suddenly popping up on everyone's screens. Would you pay Meta $20 a month? Think about it. For 2 decades, the Blue app and its siblings were the ultimate free services. But the sheer, massive computing power required for next-generation AI is forcing a historic pivot. So, is this premium tier truly worth your hard-earned cash? Let's dive in and find out.
Section 1. The paywall arrives. Now, to really understand the $20 question, we first have to look at the baseline consumer subscriptions Meta literally just rolled out globally. Notice how they're kind of segmenting their whole ecosystem with these new Plus tiers. You've got Instagram Plus and Facebook Plus for $3.99 each, and then WhatsApp Plus at $2.99. If you use all 3 of those, you're looking at roughly $11 a month, and that is just for an ad-free base layer. But honestly, that's really just the appetizer for the massive price jump coming next.
Here is the heavy hitter. $19.99 a month. This is the Meta One Premium tier. And listen, this isn't aimed at casual scrollers. No way. Meta explicitly designed this thing for businesses, creators, and really heavy Meta AI users. It represents a fundamental identity shift, moving from just a social media company to a premium intelligence provider.
Section 2. Inside Meta One Premium. So, you're probably wondering, what mind-blowing technology do you actually get for $20 a month? Well, the absolute crucial point here is that this tier isn't just about removing ads. Meta claims it unlocks deeper reasoning and more generative capacity. Now, in the AI world, capacity really just means a larger compute allowance, basically generating way more text, images, and video without constantly hitting a limit. But the deeper reasoning, that is the real prize. You are paying for a fundamentally smarter, more deliberate AI.
Section 3. The Brain. Muse Spark.
To actually justify that paywall, Meta Superintelligence Labs announced the cutting-edge engine making all of this possible. It's called the Muse Spark Multimodal Reasoning Model. And guys, this is a completely different beast from what we were all using even a year ago. It features native multimodal reasoning, which means it processes text, images, and video interchangeably right out of the box. Plus, it's got integrated tool use to interact with external software, a visual chain of thought to map out problems, and crucially, multi-agent orchestration. So it doesn't just act like one big brain, it acts like a manager delegating to a whole team of brands.
All of that builds into their flagship feature, and I really want to emphasize this concept because it's fascinating. Contemplating mode. This is what your $20 is actually buying. Instead of the AI just guessing the most likely next word, contemplating mode orchestrates multiple reasoning agents in parallel to solve really complex problems. Think of it less like a traditional search engine and more like, well, deploying a dedicated miniature research team right inside your computer that literally argues, verifies, and calculates before finally handing you the answer.
And the results of this contemplating mode, they're absolutely incredible. Just look at these benchmarks. On Humanity's Last Exam, which is a highly complex frontier-level evaluation, Muse Spark hits an amazing 58%. On Frontier Science Research, it hits 38%. To put that into perspective for you, complex enterprise IT diagnosis still leaves a lot of top frontier models scoring well below 50%. So Muse Spark is pushing right up against the absolute boundaries of what AI can currently solve.
But here is the secret sauce of the whole shebang. Despite its massive brain power, Meta engineered Muse Spark to be over an order of magnitude more compute efficient than its predecessor, Llama 4 Maverick, during pre-training. Now, why does that matter to us? Because extreme efficiency is literally the only way a company can offer this level of intelligence to millions of users without going completely, instantly bankrupt. Section 4. The $21 billion engine.
And that efficiency directly leads us to the staggering economic reality hidden behind these models. Just take a second to look at the sheer scale of this number, $21 billion. The software itself is brilliant, for sure, but it requires a physical footprint that is almost beyond comprehension. Meta just signed a multi-billion-dollar compute deal with CoreWeave, which is a specialized AI cloud provider. This isn't for cool research. This is just the plumbing.
the raw physical data center space and power required to keep MuseSpark running globally. Let's actually trace this massive build-out. Back in September of 2025, Meta signed a $14.2 billion contract. Now jump to May 2026, and they've layered on this massive new $21 billion deal. This basically ensures Meta has the compute capacity, which is powered by top-of-the-line NVIDIA hardware, locked down all the way through the year 2032. Meta is aggressively hoarding physical hardware right now because they know whoever controls the data centers controls the future of AI.
Section 5. The OpenAI countermove. Of course, Meta isn't operating in a vacuum here, and it is so fascinating to see how their biggest rival is handling these exact same astronomical costs. We're actually seeing a massive divide in strategy. On the left, you've got Meta's play, a high-tier $19.99 a month subscription for pure, deep reasoning access. On the right, we have OpenAI's countermove, a much cheaper $8 a month ChatGPT Go tier. But there's a massive catch attached to that lower price tag. They are introducing advertisements.
And wow, this is a dramatic pivot. Actually, scratch that, it's a complete 180. The introduction of ads on both the free and GPTG Go tiers is explicitly reversing CEO Sam Altman's previous opposition to ads. For a really long time, the promise was this clean, ad-free digital assistant. But at the end of the day, the stark physical reality of paying for those data centers has basically forced their hand.
So why was that reversal absolutely crucial? Well, because of this jaw-dropping projection, $1.4 trillion. Just for some context, that is roughly the entire GDP of Spain. OpenAI CFO Sarah Friar detailed that the company faces this projected financial commitment over the next 8 years, just to support infrastructure and frontier development. $8 subscriptions alone? Yeah, they simply cannot cover a $1 trillion server bill.
So how exactly do they plan to survive this? Friar detailed a three-pronged approach. First, the highly controversial introduction of ads. Second, deep licensing deals with major enterprises. And third, outcome-based pricing, which essentially means charging businesses based on the actual value the AI generates, rather than just the compute it uses. Both Meta and OpenAI are desperately trying to build sustainable bridges over a massive chasm of infrastructure debt.
The takeaway: choosing your ecosystem.
Ultimately, these massive corporate battles directly impact the tools you and I are going to use tomorrow. The limitless free era is over. The hardware is just way too expensive now. You are officially a consumer in the AI economy. So what's it going to be? Do you pay $20 a month for the pure ad-free reasoning power of Meta One Premium? Or do you accept the intrusion of ads for an $8 pass to OpenAI? As intelligence locks firmly behind paywalls, which ecosystem provides the most value for your wallet? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Let me know your thoughts down below, and as always, keep questioning the tech you use every single day.